The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman on this Tuesday, the 9th of July, I hope it's the 8th of July, and we're looking at the Dow down 123 at 44,274. Now, that's going to be very interesting. Why? Because there is a potential, without making an all-time high, under the 45,000, let me just get to that number, 45,073 level, that there's some kind of resistance. That's what I've been talking about for a little while. Even though we've been long the Dow, I'm expecting that there's just kind of enough resistance that maybe in this particular go-round, we don't actually make an all-time high. What's fascinating here is that the S&P, which has just gone negative, it was positive before, is down 7.5 at 6223, has already got that peak D in Chapman methodology. We're always looking for peak Ds to assess where we are, what's going on, and that's where other things can happen. You can even go to an E like it did there, just one quick move to the E, and then it pulls back sharply. But this is telling us with the 9-period moving average so strong, way over the 14, the MACD is still positive. Yes, the retro strength has started to pull back a little bit over the last 3 sessions. The stochastic still at 93%. I mean, all of this is just very, very good action. So, and the weekly and monthly charts are still very strong. Look at the QQQ. Now, this one is at a peak E in the Chapman wave methodology. I just do this real quickly because people ask me and they come into TFNN maybe as a freshman, and they don't know all the terms that we use here as standard terminology. For me, I try to identify the lowest low bar, count each successively higher peak. If after peak A, there's a pullback and then another higher high above that A, it starts leg B. That's where very often you can get a buy signal that's upgraded to a buy mode. And that implies the moment you go to buy mode, it implies that there should be at least 4 higher peaks. Doesn't matter what you're looking at. Look, here we are. Let me just see if this is a good example. Yeah, there you are. There are. In the 5-minute chart of the E-mini from 6 this morning, made a low, and it went to peak A, peak B, peak C, and then a peak D. Now, what's really interesting about this is that if you look at the 1-minute chart, we just went to a peak D right here with nice measurements, nice ways of numbering the downside number of bars to the upside, and gave very nice signals, even to that high that was made back at 9:10 this morning, which was at 62. Let me just get that right. 6284.50. Went right to the door, right there. 6284.25. So, and now it's pulled back sharply. Now it's probably going to try its best to start another move up. So those are peak Ds. So I'm watching this closely to say, okay, if you've got peak Ds and Es already in the daily charts, what's the next thing you look for? Well, you look for the price to go under the 9, then the 9 to go under the 14, and then you start to get a sell signal, upgrade to a sell mode. I haven't even got a signal at all at this particular point. Look at the QQQ, down 2 cents. Now it's up 2 cents at 552.08. Here we are trying again to get some traction, and if I'm correct, then this weekly chart at leg B, maybe a peak B this week because there's no new high. Look at that. The technicals are fabulous, and now the support is at 540.81. That was the high back in the week of the 21st of Feb in the QQQ. Let's go on. We're going to go to the IWM. The IWM. So look, everything else here is weak, down, negative. The IWM up 84 cents, up 0.38%. At 220.59. I like that. It is a peak E. It's trying to digest gains. But look at that weekly chart finally starting to find traction and find some support in any pullback. All right, let me just move this away here. I want to do a little analysis for myself. Let me just get that out the way. Yeah. Okay. So what we're looking at here is within the context of up moves, you've pushed away in the IWM away from the 200-period moving average. This is the first time it's done that in months and months, and that's really important. The other thing that we're looking at here is the majors are very important. The semiconductors had a bit of a pullback yesterday. It's still holding near the all-time all-time highs, because it went to 285.93 sessions ago, and lo and behold, that's an all-time high. 283.97 was the high back in June of 2025. That's June of 25? I didn't mean June 25, did I? 24. June of 24. Should have changed that. Okay. And a potential double top. Absolutely, you could have a double top here. But look, all the technicals are strong. So now I want you to do this, just to cover a couple of questions. So the TLT, which is the 20-year Treasury bond ETF, iShares, down again, gaps down 45 cents at 85.59. Now, wait a minute, look at this. TBT. That is going to the upside, and that means yields are going higher at 37.00, up 0.39. That's 3.7%. Ooh, that's where we were. Just in 4 sessions, we've gone to where we were over 2 weeks ago. So that just says to me, got to be careful. So let's have a look at Toll Brothers, because we were talking about that about a week or two ago, and I said, within the context of what we're looking at here, if Toll is going to really have a decent rally, I would anticipate, and just an anticipation, that what we would get is a move away from the 200-period moving average and holding very nicely. Well, it's only down 55 cents at 115.75, so it's still doing pretty well. Leg C in the weekly chart, if you look at it in terms of where it was at 162, going down to the 88 area, and then now it's only at 115. Very nice shorter-term move to the upside. But wow, I mean, almost 100-point decline. That's serious stuff. Now let's do this. I wanted to look at questions came in. Let me just do this. FXI, that's the iShares China Large Cap ETF, holding very nicely, not rolling over. I drew this in as a potential, but I said basically we're looking at a sideways move, and the sideways move continues. If it goes above 37, I say above 37.58, that's really going to be positive. If it pulls back, and it pulls back to under 35.75, that's a problem. All right, now within the context of what we're looking at here, I wanted to show you something else. This is the, where I wrote it down. So HACK. This is a cybersecurity ETF, all-time high yesterday, just under that today. Fabulous action. Only a leg B in the weekly chart. Peak A, peak B, peak C, maybe peak C today, but starting to struggle, even though it's at an all-time high, but still acting very well. But that just says to me, you've got to look at this market in relation to where the different sectors kind of roll over, do different things, and at the same time, within those sectors, what you need to also be aware of is that you've got leadership, and then you've got followership. So some areas within a sector, you're looking at the leader looks fantastic, and then you look at some of the others in the sector and say, wow, what is going on? So in the meantime, what we've got here is the Dow's down 110, S&P's down only 3. I think you're trying to find some support here. Whether or not it can hold, we'll see. Basil Chapman, Target Conditions Hour. Be back in a moment.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, we're back. So I wanted to look at crude oil just to finish up all the different areas that we like to look at. So crude oil is up 9 cents at 68.02, trying to push away from the 200-period moving average. The 9-period moving average is actually held green even through this huge decline that it went from the 78-ish area down to the 65s, and now it's just trying to get back a little bit. A question came in. Oh, yeah. Could I look at Wolf? Okay, Wolf. So Wolf Speed Inc. develops, manufactures wideband gap semiconductors, greener technology. That's what I wrote. That's what I got. It had a spectacular move. It's up 21% right now, up 52 cents at $2.83. But the high of the day was actually 3.33. That's huge. And now it's giving back some. It hasn't filled the gap yet, but it must have been a news-related spike to the upside. If you look at the daily chart, just a few days ago with that huge gap back in May, you'd say, oh, this looks terrible. Well, it did look terrible. And then it had a spectacular move yesterday and a good follow-through today. It obviously looks like a biotech stock. Look at this weekly chart. Every time it spikes up, it keeps coming down. The 9-period moving average, the pink line here, and the weekly chart is trying to move up, but it can't hold. The MACD is quite good. Stochastic's terrible. On-balance volume was good because, of course, with any news like this, you've got a big volume spike. And look at the monthly chart. This is a stock that was once near 140, or at 140. And then it goes down to the twos. So all I can say is that they're trying desperately to get this back on track again to start moving higher. Let's see, SMHs. So let me just look at this. So the SMHs are really important. For instance, you've got NVIDIA. The SMH right now is up 2.38. NVIDIA went to a peak F, but that could be an alternate count. And if it goes above the high that was made 3 sessions ago to an all-time high, and that would be to 160 point. Gosh, it's getting hard to read because it keeps at this particular part there 160 point. Yeah, I can't see those numbers on the right. This is frustrating. 98. All right. And if we can go into the 161 area, that'll mean that this is probably going to be E/AF/BG/C, and then one more peak, and you get to a D. So far, you can see what I'm talking about is that prices can move up, and they make tiny, like NVIDIA, all the way through going into June and then into the middle of June. They were very tiny candles. Look at the candles before this, huge candles. Yeah, the tiniest little move, $2 in a day. I mean, it can move $20 in a day. Anyway, what happens is, as long as it moves up, and then it breaks to the upside very sharply, and that was the moves from around about the 24th of June. And then it stalls, pulls back, has a good green candle, follows through to Friday. Monday pulls back a little bit, and today is up. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with this other than on a visual basis, it looks kind of toppy. But on a technical basis, the 9 period is over the 14. The price is way over the 9. The relative strength is weakening, but it's not weak. It's just weakening from where it was just about a week ago. Even more important is that the MACD is still positive. The stochastics at 87%, that's great, and flat, and the on-balance volume is good. And look at the weekly charts breaking out in a leg A. Any move above, am I going to be able to read it now? Any move above 160.98, I think that's what it is. No, I don't want to guess. 160.98. A penny above that this week continues a leg A. And look at this. I think it's a leg A in the monthly chart. Oh, I don't believe this is, to say that it's bullish is an understatement. However, it could be an alternate count G. G says, oh, be careful. A says, are you kidding? Every single dip you want to be buying. Anyway, so NVIDIA really has the power because think of it maybe like a Standard Oil of the 1920s. So the back in the, 1906, there was the ruling on the oil companies, and basically because of the takeovers, and that basically was a leader, right? So think of NVIDIA as the oil, I think of semiconductor chips as the oil of the 21st century. You had the oil of the 1900s and 2000s still to this day, but you've also got a viable entity as an alternate energy source for everything. Automobiles used to have 15 little semiconductor chips. Now they have, 1,500 or more. So this is very important. So I think this is a leg A in the weekly chart, and it means that there should still be a peak A, then a peak B higher, then a peak C higher than that, and then a peak D. So longer term, this is fantastic. In the interim, anything can happen. It could have a pullback it's at 159 right now. It could have a pullback to 129 and still be in a buy mode. So you just got to be a little bit careful. Now, the next thing I want to look at, so NVIDIA, MU, Micron goes to a peak alternate count. The E, so that's A, B, C, D, E. Goes to a peak E right there at 100, and why is that easier to see? 129.85, and then it pulls back, and this is still a leg A, a peak A, in the weekly chart. So it's a little different because the monthly chart isn't anywhere close as good as NVIDIA. Let's look at advanced micro devices. Advanced micro devices, peak B in the weekly chart, peak E, doji candle, high in the daily chart at about 146 something, 147.75. And if you're looking at the monthly chart, not that great. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, you remember I mentioned earlier on that within a sector you can have an absolute leader, and then you can have followers, and then you can have some really poor within the same sector. Well, this is what we're looking at. Let's look at CrowdStrike, CRWD. So CrowdStrike suddenly has a dip the other day. There's an EF, maybe that's a G, yeah. And it's trading at 504 down, 504.22 down $1.40, and made an all-time high just 3 days ago. It was a peak C in the weekly. So what I want you to point out, I'm not going to follow through with this because I haven't done PANW. I haven't done all that much work Look, there's PA and W. That's Palo Alto. Daily chart peak A, B, C, D, E, maybe F. And now it's just stalling a little bit, but it's close to all-time highs, but it doesn't look the same as HACK, which is actually this is the fund. Look at that. That looks fabulous. All right. So let's get on. Another question came in. Could I look at, where did it go? I did, Dash. DASH. That's DoorDash. I don't think I've ever used DoorDash. Went to a leg F in the monthly chart under the 257.35 November of 2024 high in a lopsided cup formation. And that says you should go just under, right on, or just above the previous high, and then start to pull back. Well, it's very close, but DoorDash looking great. And the weekly chart is only in a leg B. And got a little double top potential here in the daily chart. So I am kind of cautious in the way. I'll be back in a moment to talk about that.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a stock I was asked to look at. Symbol is AG. AG is First Majestic Silver Core. So it goes to E, then it goes to an F. Now, what is this? F, and then it goes under it. Goes A, B, and a G/C. Okay, all right. So I've got the notation, chart wave notation down here. I'm going to just quickly do the weekly. You can follow me. A, B. So the low is back in August, I think, of last year. Then under, remember, this is your starting point. So you have no choice but to count every successively higher peak. That means you could go to, say, a peak like it did here, peak C, but under that you could have other notation. Look, here's an A, here's a B, and this is a C. This is a C, and now you've gone to an overlapping D. That's really positive. A D and then an E. Okay, and the weekly chart is an A, and that's a B. Overlapping wave, overlapping. There's a restart that I like very much. So, okay, so this is called, I'll type it in first, Majestic Silver. All right, so all I can say is that this action today, sharply down almost 6%, down 52 cents at 8.16, comes at a potential. Look, if I draw in a line here, you know how I like to do these. This is called a Chapman inside track repellent zone, right there. Okay, so every time it got to this area, the price, it just couldn't hold it. So the price repelled the stock. So it did it again from yesterday's high to today's high, and now it's down. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying probably going to have some kind of a consolidation. But most importantly, what you have to watch is, does it take out and close underneath the low of the 24th of June at 783? It's trading right now at 817. If it does that, then you've got yourself a longer timeout. Right now, it's just digesting huge gains, and the weekly chart is still very positive. But if it does start to go in July, if it starts to close under $7.80, $7.60, that's going to be a problem. Okay, but right now, all I can say is, if you're looking to get in, I'd have to wait. Because, you are long. All right, that's good. If you're long, I don't know where you're long from. If you're long from anywhere below this candle's low, which is at 777, if you're long from that 777, I say just hold it. If you're long above that, I say you just got to watch that a little bit, because I would suggest in this particular pattern, now there are a lot of people that have done huge studies with this megaphone pattern. I happen to think of it just as another one of those patterns. I prefer to look at it as a cup formation that's going back into a rectangle formation. And if that's the case, then as I say, 777 is what you got to watch. Let's go one step at a time. 777, if it gets there, we have to do another analysis. But right now, nothing wrong with the weekly chart. Daily chart did have that gap. It took all this time. It took all the way from May the 5th, May the 4th to right now, which is June the 7th, over a month, holding above the gap low, the gap up low. Right? So that's the 777 level. So yeah, I do like it. Now, let's just do this. So I hope that helps you. Whoa, what you want to see is, in a full week in July, you want to see a close above 9. If it does that, that's just something completely new. That changes the monthly chart to a beautiful cup formation, and then you can start looking at this left side high of November of 2022 at 9.41 as a target. Okay, I hope that helps you. Next question was, oh gosh, did I just change? Yes, I did. Next question was SPRO, S-P-R-O. Where did I type that? Probably typed it into the den. Yes, I did. S-P-R-O, S-P-R-O. The Dow's now down only 44. The S&P is now up 3.57. That's what I keep saying. That's why I'll explain it in a moment. I don't want to do it right now because there are too many questions. So SPRO had a really huge gap. I mean, it's tootling along on the 27th of May. It's at 0.70. The next day, the low is 1.85, and the high is 2.48. And then it gives back for one day, and then whoosh, it goes up again. So this is an inside count. So this went to an E. I could have called that an F and this a G, but instead within it there was a peak A and a B and a C and a D. Remember, the low, everything gets counted from the up arrow, which is now there. Every peak gets counted. Okay, so what we're looking at here is that there's a high-level consolidation. This really does look like a stalk leg in many ways, but it isn't. It hasn't got the pattern at all. It's just visually. You just see a long neck, and then it goes sideways with the beak. But most importantly, it's holding very well. And this is... oh, man, I'm having trouble reading. Let me go all the way. Spiro... Therapeutics, is that what it is? All right, I haven't said it right, but it's that's the symbol SPRO. And look at that monthly chart. The rectangle is starting to get above the rectangle. I like this very much. And I would just say, being in the biotech area, holding all this time with the news that was out is fabulous. And now what we're looking at, you've got a huge base of support in the 260 to 250 area. I hope that helps you. Oh, the other thing is... the high of 318, well, today, 318 would be my target. If it starts to trade in the 325 area on a weekly basis to close above there, that's really good. And it says 355 is the 200-period exponential moving average. That would be my longer-term target. I'm not talking about daily, maybe not even weekly, but then a longer term. I don't know how long it takes because it's biotech. Could do that in an hour, or it could take 6 months to do it. You just never know with biotechs. But right now, it's building up strength. But that strength will wane if it actually closes below 260. It's at 3 right now. It'll say stalling for a little bit longer. All right. Oh, look at this move. And here I am talking away instead of grabbing. Oh, look at that. 9-period moving average cross positive. This is the move that might go all day. You never know, because that's what's been happening. So I had this beautiful left side, right side price time match going to that high that was in the 1 minute chart from 949 at the 62.84 area. And where are we right now? We're at 62. Oh, 62.82.50. Oh, isn't that nice? All right, I'll be back in a moment. About the Chapman Tiger Nishi's hour. Dow's down 37. The S&P's at 5.90.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
I've also asked if I look at this particular stock right now. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the price is. So I'm still busy notating. Just during the break, I did the notation. A, B, C, D. By a fraction. No, it didn't do it. Okay, so now starts a brand new. Whoa, is this another? Oh, look at this. A and a B. Wow, this is something. This is called CRS as a symbol. Am I going to be able to? Carpenter Tech. Oh, I remember Carpenter Tech. Cool. I haven't looked at this. Carpenter Tech. I believe that's what it is. Carpenter Tech. And, let me just see how long this goes back. Yeah, I remember this from way back. It was back in 2009, 2008 and 2010, 12. That was really one of the high performers. And then it just kind of fizzles out. But lately, it's had a little bit of a run. It's gone from maybe the beginning of last year in the 50 area. It's now at 271. Not bad. Okay. So let me get back to the story here. So wait, what's the question? So CRS, Basil, this beauty is a buy. The dip today, CRS, a true bullish run to continue. Thoughts? Yeah. So today is a sharp pullback, down 9.23 at 271.50, minus 3.29%. No, this is still very strong. And a leg B in the monthly chart, maybe makes in the weekly chart. I haven't done the monthly. This might be an A. I don't know what it is. I don't want to take time right now to do it. I'll do it for tomorrow. Make a note of a CRS. Yeah, I'll do it for tomorrow. Okay, doing very nicely. Where would you ideally want to get into this? Let's just say you didn't get in when on the way up, and the 9-period moving average is still fantastic. If the 9-period moving average had to flip negative, I wouldn't want to touch it for a little while until it's finished its decline. But right now, it's looking great, and I would just say, give me a yell. If this thing goes to 250, it's at 271. If it drops about 18 to 19 points, that's where at 250, the 253 area is where I'd look at it. Just ideally looking at something, wanting a pullback. That doesn't mean to say that that's what's going to happen, because if it holds well and it goes to 360 or 359, 259, and that 9 is still above the 14, that could be a really strong spring-loaded rebound. So that's what I'd be looking at. So just on a very short-term basis, it's a 270 right now. Let's just say it has a follow-through decline tomorrow. If you can see it at 262 to 259, give me a yell. That might be one place that you could at least tiptoe in. Hope that helps you. Where's it going to? Higher. I mean, if this is only a leg B, maybe a peak B, it still has to go to a C and a D. So I'd say looking out for 2025, I'd say the 315 to 320 area is quite likely. I'm just saying. Okay. Next question is, that was Spero Therapeutics that we were looking at SPRO. Okay, now let's do this because I think it's important to be kind of broad about this because you've got the AIQ, which we are still long. It's just starting to digest gains, made an all-time high just a few days ago. And as I say, being in the artificial intelligence and ETF, I would have expected it by now to be way higher. It's done very nicely for us, and we added to it on one of the pullbacks. So we have a core position plus one position as another core higher up and a trading position. But to tell you the truth, I'm a little surprised that it isn't higher, just on price. So the question came in, how's BBAI doing? This is also the AI stock. This is, BAI. I looked at this the other day. iShares AI Innovation and Tech ETF. I prefer my AIQ. In the meantime, BBAI is trading. It went to a higher high today. It went to 872 in leg F. Now, this could be an instant restart. Wow. Would that be amazing? So it's done the stuff so far that I was talking about and saying, based on the monthly chart with that inverted Chapman wave Roman candle, on a weekly basis, if it's able to close above, I think I said, I should have written the price down, but I did, I notated it, 760. So 760, no, 780. If it's able to do that, that would be really positive. Well, last week we closed above. The close was at 775. So we're kind of in that area. And that what this implied is that if we were able to hold on a closing basis, on a weekly basis, there should be an attempt to get to the $10.36. I went to an eye doctor last week just for my annual checkup. Everything was great, but what happens with TradeStation is 1036 is that the price that's given to me when I scroll goes right over other areas that are notated. So it's really hard for me to see what it is. When it's clear and it goes to a white part of the chart, it's very easy. So that would say that it should try for 1036. I'm just saying that's a technique that I use. I don't know if it's going to listen to me. It's been spectacular. We are in from 509, so this is a very nice gain. But more importantly, what was the high today? 872. More importantly is that this weekly chart, cup formation, is continuing to rally, and the stochastic in the weekly chart is at 87%, and that's good. On balance volume daily is a little bit overbought. Okay, next question. Quick. Did that. Yeah, so the question is from the Tiger YouTube. Basil, for those still wanting to get in a core position with a big index, which one do you feel has the best growth potential on the next pullback? SMH, IWM, QQQ, SPY, or other? So let me take a day or two just to assess, because if you're asking for one, let me explain. The SMHs, as I've said here at TFNN, I've been here over 23 years, I've been saying SMHs lead us up, SMHs lead us down. So if there's if there's a sharp pullback, and you've got to expect at some point you get an 8% pullback or something like that. It'll be great if it did that. Give us an opportunity to get into some positions that we missed on the way up. I'd say you should have some part in an SMH, but you don't have to have everything all in one. Now, the catch-up trade, and I haven't got this yet, I'm still waiting. The catch-up trade is going to be the IWM, which I believe in 2025 should test 244.98, the all-time high that was made in November. Now, on one chart I have 244.98, the other one I have 244.68. Well, all I can say is 98 is the number. So 98, the reason why I've got 98 was the most recent one, November 2021, that was 46. Isn't it amazing how it can plummet down to 161 and then come back within less than 50 cents of the all-time high? 50 cents, 52 cents actually. And then started another pullback. It's amazing. I'll be back in a moment. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Conditions out, Dow's down 100.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So let me just show you something here as we go to this final segment. So Robinhood had a nice pop today, went to 98.04. Now the low is 91 round number, and I think it's going to take it out. So the reason why I've set it up so that we want to go short a particular index at a certain point is that I'm getting signals here saying these key stocks, like a Robinhood, like a GE, trading down 4 at 244.43. They just telling me CTAS. I haven't looked at that for a day or two. Yeah, look, CTAS, this is Syntasco. These are all telling me that this market is getting kind of choppy shorter term. So what I say to subscribers is it would have been great yesterday if at the open we went short, because that was in my mind. And then I said, the shorts, you've only been short for a little while, and then the market has sprung back. I want to know that this, for instance, let's go to the SPY. I want to know that the sell-off is that which has gone to a D, that the sell-off is sustainable to the downside. And therefore, I need to see further action. And that just tells me that I want to see, so let's see, the SPY's at 519, down 81 cents. I'd like it to be about another 2 points lower, maybe even more, to say, now those people that kept wanting to buy the dips, that mentality is going to change slowly. So that's what I'm looking at. So we haven't added anything new to our positions on the long side, except for a couple of low price stocks. But other than that, I'm waiting. So I will do an analysis to see which in the spring to the upside, if there is a sharp pullback, what's going to work. But if you look at the IWM, so you have, I'll do more of this tomorrow, but it has acted very well up until now. And that says small caps are becoming favored again, but maybe there's still to be a pullback. So all in all, the Dow's down 168. If it's down 288 or more by after 3 o'clock, that's what I'm looking for the deeper pullback. Otherwise, the technical